Yesterday we started with this, and the first thing that I did was I circled the numbers, right? And then I labeled them. So M, the slope, the first number is 1/4. And then B, the y-intercept, the place that we start, is -1. After I've labeled them, then I go ahead and plot them, right? So -1 is my starting point on the y-axis. And then from there, I use the slope. It's rise over run. They're both positive, so we're going to go in positive directions. So I'm going to go up 1 and then over 4. Yesterday, I also mentioned that I wanted 3 points. So if I go up 1 and over 4 again, it's going to get off the graph by 2. But if you reverse it, so if you have 1/4, if you make them both a double negative, they're still positive, right? A double negative is positive. And from your original -1 point, if I go down 1 and to the left 4, that double negative will be right on my line and give me 3 in the graph. If you forget how to do that and you decide just to leave one sort of hanging off about where it should be, I'm okay with that. Let's take a look at the next one. Here we don't have a number, just a negative, and then a +2. If we don't have a number, Harry, you were talking about this one, what are we going to get for slope?
1/1.
Yeah, except negative, right? Yes. -1/1. I'm just going to make the top negative. It doesn't matter where the negative goes as long as there's only one and it's in the problem somewhere. And then B, our starting point, is +2. So I'm going to start on the y-axis at +2. And then from there, I'm going to use the slope. So rise over run. This time I'm going down 1, but still to the right because the bottom is positive. So I'm going to go down 1 over 1, put a dot. Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. You can see here, if you chose instead to put the negative on the bottom and do +1 on the top and -1 on the bottom, it would still be on this line, right? The function will continue in both directions. So from our original +2, we would have up 1 and then to the left for our negative. Up 1, positive, to the left for our negative. And all of those would continue on the same function line. Remember that the lines should go through your graph and end with arrows. Okay, number 3. I have no number again and a +1. No number again and a +1. What's my M going to be? Claire Cassidy? What's not 0 because there's 1 x there. So we're just going to make 1 into a fraction. That's how we get 1 over 1. Is since there's 1 x, we just make it 1 over 1. And then our B, our starting point, is also 1. Everything's positive in this one. So I'm going to start at +1. And then from +1, I'm going to rise over run. Both of these are positive, so we're going to go up and over. So up and to the right, up and to the right. Number 4. Emma, what's the slope?
For number 4, you start at -4.
We're going to start at -4. Is that the slope or is that the y-intercept?
Oh, that's the y-intercept.
Okay. So we're going to start at -4. And then where am I going to go?
You're going to go up 4 and then over 3.
They're both positive, so we're going to go in positive directions. So from my point, I'm going to go up 4 and over 3. Up 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3, right on the edge. How are these going today? Nora, question?
Am I allowed to ask a question about the very last problem on the map?
Not yet. Milo.
Am I allowed to ask a question about any questions that are on the front and back page?
Do you have a question on number 5?
No.
Not yet then.
Oh.
Let's finish the front page and then we'll talk questions. Okay, so number 5, -3, -3. How am I going to make those work for me? Jack, what's the slope going to be?
Well, it would be -3.
How can I use that? Because for slope I need 2 numbers.
Would it be -3/1?
It would. And then for b, it's -3. So I'm going to start at -3. And from -3, I'm going to go down 3 and over 1 because the negative, I chose to leave with the 3. I can only do 1 in that direction. And then I'm off the grid. So then I'm going to switch it. If I do +3 over -1, that means I'm going to go up first, but to the left. So from my original -3, I'm going to go up 3 and to the left 1. Now I have 3 points to graph. The last one, y = 4. Where do I start? How do I graph this? There's no slope. Gianna, what do you think?
I think you have to start 4,
Yeah.
and then the slope would be 1/1.
So we can't put a slope unless there's at least an x. So this is going to be a time where the slope is equal to 0, which means there's no slant. So it's just going to be a straight line. There is no slope. It's just going to be a straight line for this one.
We still have to put 3 points.
You do not have to put 3 points, just a line. Okay? The same would be true if it was x. So this, I'm going to point y = 4. If we had only an x, if they said x equals -3, for example, then we would go on the x-axis, find -3, without any more to the function. This is also just a straight line. This pointing is x = 3. Okay, I'm going to let you guys